That's another one. They all scan the same. Empty. Why did the darkness invite us here? You're quiet today.
Yeah. It's just, we keep coming face to face with darkness. And every time we fail to stop it, we're just so powerless. I'm picking up a distress signal. Someone's in trouble.
My friends, we are all in great danger.
It's Varix. He has a lot to answer for.
Darkness walks among us.
I'll send a message to let Zavalu know.
No, wait. Where is the signal coming from?
Here. Europa.
You do not trust Varix, yes? But leave your distrust, your blame, for later. The Elixni who attacked me, she is Aramis, ship stealer. A new Kell of Kells, unifier of the houses. And she seeks to build an army of Elixni, powered by darkness. If she is not stopped, she will destroy us all. You must go. Varix will help you find your way. Have you seen? Varix believed Aramis wished to create a new life for the Elixni, but these dark powers have poisoned her mind. And so I fled from her. For this, she calls me betrayer. There are others who fled, those like me, who still worship the great machine. They are in hiding. I will not leave them behind. They will be casualties in her war without our help. But perhaps they can be brought to safety.
Oh no. It's them. They're here. They're beckoning us. We beckoned. You answered. We've kept you waiting long enough. Come to us. Salvation awaits. The light believes you thankless. Nothing more than a soldier asked again and again to do its bidding. So we want to thank you with a gift to help you finally take control.
I know. I owe you an explanation for all this. I once asked Guardians to destroy the Blackheart, to prevent Darkness's arrival. Success may have been achieved, but I now know that fate comes knocking sooner or later. The floodgates are open. The darkness is here. I wield it now with intent to stop our enemies where the light cannot. Your resilience within the pyramid proves you're capable of wielding it too. Before us lies what we call a ziggurat, Its purpose is temptation. To begin your training, you must give in. Here, take this. Please understand. The line between light and dark is so very thin. Let's cross it together.
Your old pal Drifter was right. It's time to ditch the light, good, dark, bad dogma. And folks are finally starting to see it.
With everything that's at stake, you are reveling in being right.
Just let me have this one, Three Eyes. All right? Just once.
I cannot tell you how relieved I am to see you. We are in great need of allies. And I am in even greater need of a buffer between myself and the ever-obnoxious Drifter. The stranger, you see, is far too reserved to provide sufficient rest from his chatter. I suspect her quiet has more to do with what she has to hide, though I've yet to work out what or why. Still, even these two are an improvement from my solitary studies on Luna. You're lucky to have your ghost, Guardian. As you can surely tell already, this journey into darkness is not to be traveled alone.
Can it be? I can smell that poisoned power on you. Does corruption spread so quickly? Or do you hope to fight Aramis with her own weapons? You walk a very dangerous path. Take this recklessness to Phylax then, but beware. She is Aramis's most skilled warrior. She made her name at Twilight Gap. Prove yourself a worthy opponent, and she will show herself.
Once word gets out about stasis, the Vanguard'll be bleeding schmucks. Can't show a light bearer a new toy and then tell him not to play with it.
You underestimate Zavala and Ikora. When they can see what we've seen, they will do what's right.
Maybe, Moondust. Maybe.
Understand, Guardian. This power we wield is not a gift from a benevolent overseer. It is a tool, stolen from an enemy. One that is all too tempting to abuse. I know this well. Before the stranger came to offer her guidance, I despaired of my entanglement with the darkness. I shudder to think how easily I could have slipped down the path to destruction. how anyone could. A balanced mind is the best defense, Guardian. Do not let fear or anger tip the scales.
Aramis's presence on Europa is not happenstance. Temptation set the wheels in motion, but obsession propelled her here. To destroy the light with an army of darkness, she and her followers make those selfish choices moment to moment. The darkness places a spotlight on our desires, as it once did me and those I cared about. For a time, I had forgotten. Humanity relies on our selfless acts to bring about a better world. Darkness is no more than a tool with which we do so. With splinters of darkness still in hand, Aramis remains an immediate danger to humanity. Look within. Focus your power. Let it grow. The ziggurat awaits.
I'm here to fight for the light, and so are you. If this is how we're going to do it, I'll be by your side. But we are toying with power neither of us understand, and I have no control over it. If anything happens to you, I may not be able to help, but I'll do what I can.
I have seen what power has done to Aramis, but perhaps you are different. Perhaps there is hope. Praxis. He is the visionary mind behind Aramis's technology. He brings power from the darkness itself. But Verix was not privy to his secrets, his experiments. You must discover how he creates these dark weapons and stop him.
Guardian, I don't even know where to begin. It seems every day I know less and less. But that's not why I came here. The Vanguard has been watching Aramis, and I have important intel for you. You've clearly disrupted Aramis's plans. Vanguard scouts report that she's fled to the Cosmodrome, perhaps to loot the remains of the old House Devil's hideouts. Her plan is unclear, but I believe she's getting desperate. Go to Earth. Find out what her next move is. And Guardian, I understand what you're doing. Fighting fire with fire. But the darkness is not our friend. The darkness caused the collapse. By all accounts, it seeks to cause another. Don't let it lead you away from the light. The city needs you. I need you. For now, do what you must for the good of humanity. But don't lose sight of who you are.
I've written to Zavala and Ikora to convince them of our cause. They're wary, of course. But I believe we can pry open even their closed-off minds. We must, if we're to stand a chance against what's to come. Osiris has done much to pave our way. Many do not reject his ideas as they once did. I sent a message to him as well, though I doubt he read it. I'd rather not contemplate as to why.
You know me, kid. I've been getting ready for the end since the day I was born. Then Stranger here came around preaching the same thing. You ever get antsy when people tell you exactly what you want to hear?
No one's making you stay.
Yeah. I'm just gabbing.
Darkness is a parasite. It burrows its way into your soul and feeds on your most selfish desires. Your every wish, tainted and twisted, as you become the very thing darkness wants you to be. In that world, there is no future for any of us. I have witnessed this firsthand. I refuse to let it happen again. So know this as you step away from the light once more. Inside us all is the strength to control darkness. We need only look inward and remember why we're here. We are humanity's final salvation.
Reminds me how different we are. Even if you can control the darkness for good, nothing can change the fact that I was forged in the light. And all of this, well, it goes against who I am. What I am. I never imagined you'd be wielding darkness. Maybe once we defeat Aramis, you won't need to anymore. Be careful, Guardian. This is stasis at its most powerful. I won't lie. It scares me. I just don't want to see it turn on you. Its grasp is sinister.
Aramis wished to return the Elixni to greatness. Varix wished to follow her, but her anger has made her blind. And it has made Varix see. Aramis cannot save the Elixni, and we cannot save Aramis. We must help the Elixni who wish to flee Aramis. We must give them the second chance she promised. And then the way will be clear for you to end her reign.
Not weakness.
Oh, please, Varix. You only came here to hide, like a coward.
No! Releasing Vex put Elixni lives in danger. Many have already perished. Aramis, you are the real coward!
Silence! I've had enough of you, Varix. I will enjoy watching your skull shatter into pieces. Your chains are showing. All that power, wasted serving false gods. Allow me to help you break free.
Ghost.
This is... I can't. I'm sorry.
Ha! Look what I've done for you. No more light. No more dark.
Look within. Focus your power.
How interesting.
The only thing we have to break here is you.
Come then, Pawn. Show me what freedom has given you. Come to me, Pawn. darkness is mine! However you do this, it does not matter. I will still tear you apart. This power was meant for me and the Elixir, not scum. It will not end this way. It can't. What?
You're far from true mastery, but your progress with stasis marks a step forward for our cause. Hopefully your example will encourage others to explore this path. The Vanguard view us three with suspicion. But you they trust. Show them it is not misplaced. Demonstrate how the darkness can be used for good, just as the light has been for evil. This is only the beginning, Guardian. We have much more yet to uncover.
That power looks good on you, kid. Real snappy. When the world goes to hell, folks like you and me just keep on going. Still gotta work. Still gotta get paid. Bring those fancy new powers through Gambit sometime, huh?
You see now. Darkness resides within, beckoning you, as it has many others, across lifetimes. Timelines. Beyond ours lies another world, one pervaded by darkness, where guardians abandoned their light at the call of temptation. In that world, you were no exception. But here, in this world, light and dark swell within you side by side, giving you strength. Remember that when you step onto the ziggurat once more. You're there for one reason and one alone, to fully harness the darkness within you. It's time now. They're expecting you.
I just want you to know, I'm here with you. Through light or dark. We're partners. Always.
You have taken control of the darkness within and sent Aramis to her end. It's time the truth presented itself to you. I mentioned before another timeline. My own. There Aramis lived, and the temptation of darkness thrived. It pervaded the minds of the good and preyed on their desires, bringing about a new dark age. I feared these events unavoidable, and though I still do, you've given me cause to hope again. Our fight is far from over. We must prevent that dark future, no matter what. Thanks to you, I stand no longer at a familiar end, only a promising new beginning.
Aramis is gone. I can't say I agree with your methods, but you did what had to be done. Europa is a treasure trove of Golden Age knowledge. That knowledge, good and bad, belongs to humanity and must remain out of the hands of our enemies. With their Kell gone, the Fallen will be scattered and disorganized. Frequent targeted strikes will keep them that way. I've made an arrangement with the Awoken. Temporary immunity for Varix while he helps us secure Europa. It doesn't sit right with me, after what happened to Cade. But there are greater threats on our doorstep now.
Putting stasis into a grenade launcher, huh? Wish I'd thought of that. Listen, I think the Fallen have bitten off a little more than they can chew here. What do you say we take this thing off their hands? See if you can find intel on where they're keeping the prototype. In the meantime, I'm gonna call in a favor from the shore.
That's another one. They all scan the same. Empty. Why did the darkness invite us here? You're quiet today.
Yeah. It's just, we keep coming face to face with darkness. And every time we fail to stop it, we're just so powerless. I'm picking up a distress signal. Someone's in trouble.
My friends, we are all in great danger.
It's Varix. He has a lot to answer for.
Darkness walks among us.
I'll send a message to let Zavala know.
No, wait. Where is the signal coming from?
Here. Europa.
Your once great machine. Your chains are showing. All that power, wasted serving false gods. Ha! Allow me to help you break free.
Ghost! This is... I can't. I'm sorry.
Ha! Look what I've done for you. No more light. No more dark.
Look within. Focus your power.
How interesting.
The only thing we have to break here is you.
Come then, Pawn. Show me what freedom has given you.
Do you really think your old access codes will work? Maybe there's another way.
There is no other way.
All right. Just between you and me, I'm really tired of hacking security systems. I owe you an apology. From the start, we were warned not to let our emotions take over. And that's exactly what I did. I got so caught up in worrying that the darkness might hurt, well, us, I didn't notice the damage that I was doing, which is the opposite of what I'm here for. I'm your ghost. Light, dark, it doesn't matter. We're a team.
It's a strange thing. Sisters alive again at the same time. Me wishing I didn't remember my past. Anna searching constantly for hers. All this time I've kept her searching, kept her away from desire. Fortunately for those of us in need, Clovis left plenty behind. He wanted it that way. You brought the key?
Everything we're looking for is in there?
Clovis was a man so obsessed with legacy he recorded practically everything he did, including every body he left buried in our family's past. History loves referring to his kind as great men, remembering their successes while ignoring the atrocities committed to get there. Make no mistake, Clovis was ambitious, ruthless, a tyrant. That knowledge is why I've kept Anna searching. She's not ready to hear about any of it. Or even about me, for that matter. We're not here to learn who Clovis was, either. Only to gain what he found experimenting with the darkness. Stasis. If we're lucky, this journal is our key to unlocking its greater potential. We'll have answers once I can decrypt it further. Thank you for your help. When I know more, you'll know more. Encrypted, and I'm unable to bypass most of it. Probably to keep it away from, well, me. I stood by his side for a time. It's why I look like this. He needed a guinea pig, and after Dad passed, I needed a father figure. Eventually, I realized my mistake and joined my sisters in trying to take our grandfather down. So Clovis took precautions to keep us from interfering. Didn't want us exposing every dark truth about every unethical experiment. And so here we are, encrypted journal and all. I think it's about time we extract some good from the bad.
Yeah. Critis is defeated. But it's not the Fallen that concern me now. It's us. I've had time to think. Guardians are not immune to corruption. The pursuit of power has divided us before. I don't know what comes next. But I know that we must remain in the light. I see fractures already. If we bend, we will break. Guardians must not use the darkness. This is the Vanguard's official position. The people of this city look to us. Help me show them the way.
Brilliant one. He hid decryption algorithms for his journal all over Europa. Found one. It's in this console. Bring the key to it. Anna. It was simpler than telling her about our father's infidelity. But it was more than that. Anna had some destructive tendencies as a child. Reminded us all of the old man himself. Our mother thought if Anna believed she wasn't one of us, she'd dodge our grandfather's genetic cruelty, as she called it. I never bought it. Cruelty isn't genetic. It's learned. Clovis chose to be evil, and Anna was just a child acting out after losing her father. But in my original timeline, my dark future, Anna eventually found her own brand of cruelty, thanks to the darkness. It used her troubled past to manipulate her, and she wasn't strong enough to resist, and I had to put an end to it, to my little sister's life. There was no other choice.
You killed Anna?
In my dark future, yes. Truth be told, I miss her. But in this timeline, she doesn't even know that I'm alive. That's by my own design. This time, I kept her away from her past and from me to prevent the darkness from getting to her. But no matter what I do, it still finds a way. Iris Morn gave in to curiosity and brought the darkness. Aramis gave in to desire and built a dark empire. As with all things dark, they were both driven by obsession. Because that's where our fault lies. That's how darkness corrupts. I can't ignore it any longer. Keeping Anna away will only cause her obsession to grow, and the darkness will find her. I must find her first. The decryption code worked. There's enough stasis research in here to hold us over for now, but there's a lot yet to decipher. And Anna should be here when we do. I'll let you know what's next, once I make sense of it all. Of the journal with what we found, and it's even more unsavory than I knew. Amongst the madness, however, it appears our efforts were not in vain. Clovis hadn't just found stasis, he'd enhanced it. Fortunately for the world, he didn't know how to use it. Just sat in a lab somewhere until the collapse, like so many of his experiments. Decrypting the remainder of his journal should point us in the direction of that knowledge. And I know where we can do just that.
Drifter sent instructions for infiltrating the city. He said he couldn't be on radio, some top-secret business with Eris and the stranger. He asked me to fill in for him, but he doesn't think I'll be able to sell it. He's wrong. All right. My notes say we got ether tanks all over this rooftop. The exploding kind. Use them to get those guards before they get us. Sister. Nice job with those fireworks. Let's keep moving. I can't believe he thought I couldn't do this. So, a stasis-wielding gun. Wonder what Moondust and the stranger would think of that. Actually, that's a good question. Do you think Drifter even told them about this? Too late now, I guess. The Fallen have this gun on lockdown. Max security. Stay on your toes. You don't get as old as me by being sloppy. No. Too wordy. Don't get sloppy. Better. There's the gun. I got access codes to take down that shield. Let me do my magic, sister. One more. Keep pushing. Shields down. Nab that gun, sister. Ah! We tripped an alarm. We gotta... hightail it out of here. Oh, I need to focus. Let's get out of here, Guardian.
Hello, old friend. The Drifter said you might need a hand. My associates will arrive shortly. There's a little roadblock up ahead.
Of course.
A present from the shore. I know you Guardians always enjoy a little extra firepower.
All right, we're clear. Thanks for the help, Spider.
Oh, it was nothing. I've heard a little of your exploits with this new power, stasis. Consider this a reminder. You have friends on the shore. Don't be a stranger, Guardian.
Not to dwell on this, but my Drifter impression was pretty good, huh? Listen. Hive, bring a sword. See? Watch out, Drifter. There's a new Drifter in town.
Look at that thing. I like that rough around the edges look that Fallen Tech has. Reminds me of the Dark Age. Smash together some bits and pieces and pray to no one that it works. You could tear up the field and gambit with this. Lay some traps, catch some taken. Bring it through sometime, all right? I want to see what you can do when you're packing darkness.
I knew Clovis was bad, but all this... I'm feeling a little ashamed of being a Bray right now.
Welcome to my world.
Elsie... Clovis, you... This is all I wanted. All I searched for. But you've been around this whole time, and I never heard from you. Guardian? What are you doing here?
This is actually why I brought you here, Anna. Perfect. This is exactly what we need to decrypt the journal and find that stasis research.
Stasis? You mean darkness power?
Anna, what we're doing here is extremely important. Stasis is just a tool. We've used it for good.
You're using darkness?
I was skeptical at first too, Anna.
Both of you? After everything it's done to us?
Anna, our past. I thought that keeping it from you was the best way to protect you.
Protect me? I've been protecting myself just fine without your help, thanks. And this? Using the darkness? That can't end well.
And it didn't before. But this time...
Hold on. Before?
In another timeline, Anna, you were... too obsessed with your past for your own good. And I was too selfish for my own good. The truth is, I'm not from this timeline. Where I come from, the darkness won. And I tried to shield you from it, but all I did was drive you to it. I'm sorry for keeping so much from you. I think the best way to help you now is just to be there for you.
Look, I don't mean to be ungrateful, and it's incredible that you're alive. Really. But I don't know how to handle this. I'm sorry.
Anna, wait!
Being honest with her was the right thing to do.
Time will tell. For now, I'll keep working to find the location of Clovis's stasis research. We'll talk again soon. And here comes our Guardian. Right on. It's no longer a secret. what lies within the deep stone crypt. The living embodiment of darkness, shrouded in the DNA of the Vex. My grandfather desired eternal life. He searched and searched, but in the end, he created it instead. From his fountain of youth, I and every other Exo was born. This is a truth we cannot hide from. The darkness within us. And so we must embrace it. The Guardians that entered the Deep Stone Crypt brought new life to the long-dormant machines of Europa. They carry with them knowledge long thought lost. Now is our chance to seize it. Power within the darkness. He just didn't know how to use it. So naturally, he hid it. Lucky for us, he did so in the most Clovis Bray of locations. With himself. The giant Exo at the bottom of the Exo factory? That's him. Well, his AI. And I think it's time we all had a talk. Anna included. This is her journey too. In the dark future, she was going to take it with or without me. And when I wasn't there, the darkness was. I won't let that happen again.
Every night I dream of battle. So much so I wonder if my past self, Noe Zero, was a warrior. They say no. They tell me I was a pilot. But I do not dream of flying. I dream of hurling myself at screaming hordes. I dream of picking the fleshy pink face of Clovis Bray out of a crowd of thousands. I dream of hoisting an axe high and driving it down to split his fragile skull. I cry out, just as you did to the Vasit Soissons. I do not know why I scream that. What I mean is, just as you did to my humanity.
Anna. You came back.
Yeah, well, it's not every day you reunite with your robot sister after the apocalypse. And because I figured if you went to that much trouble to protect me, you must really care.
I do. I've just been scared, Anna, about losing you again. I thought I was doing the right thing, keeping the truth from you.
All you need to do is be my sister, Elsie. Whatever truths we face, no matter how tough, we'll do it together.
No better time than the present, then. You brought it?
Confidential intelligence activated. It has been centuries since our collective passing, and yet my granddaughters, Elizabeth and Anastasia, stand before me, alive.
Clovis?
Yes, Anastasia. It's me.
Incredible.
I assume since you've made it this far, you've come for my research. Potent darkness energy. This is what you were looking for, Elizabeth? I could never use it. Something tells me you can.
I can, and will, but not alone. We can all use it for good, to save humanity.
No. What? That's not what it's for at all. It's for research, for legacy, for the Bray name only.
Why am I not surprised?
Don't get holier than thou on me, Elizabeth. Need I remind it was you who volunteered for Project XO? You knew the Bray name was at stake, and you fought for it. Unlike your sisters, oh, your mother, even your father, all ungrateful and weak.
You were always a bastard, Clovis.
And yet, you stood beside me willingly, even into eternal life. life I gave you.
Well, good thing you did. Because I'm going to use it to help save the universe from evil like you.
Your naivete was always to be your downfall, granddaughter. Enjoy the gift, and don't forget, you'll always be a prey. Like me.
You know, Clovis was always problematic, but he used to have some humanity before he let the darkness take it from him.
Screw him. He can't control us anymore. Let's take this power and use it exactly like he doesn't want us to. For humanity.
Anna's right. We have what we came for. Time to take it to the ziggurat. Come find me after. I just wanted to say thank you for so much. Most of all, helping me reunite with my sister. In the dark future, Anna was tempted, and I wasn't there for her. From now on, she can count on me. And when she's ready to wield darkness for good, I'll be right there to guide her. In fact, I'll be here to guide anyone who wants it. The Vanguard only recognizes the light. Someone has to do the same for the dark. Or else we risk losing everyone and everything. We have a universe yet to save. I'm looking forward to doing it together.
We'll live forever, he said. In history and in reality. We should have known he was selling us a bill of goods. But when we followed him through that gate, into an impossible world, when we witnessed creatures that mechanized their own sun, oh, it was just as romantic as I'd imagined when we set off for this godforsaken ice cube. I thought, I'll never forget this as long as I live. How pitifully ironic.
Any day now. It'll be time for another reboot. I have all the signs. They say I should do it now. Get it over with. But I don't want to forget. Not anymore. I try to record all I can, but how can I possibly describe how it felt to hold my son? My son? I had a... Is this the child in my dreams? The one that says, "What does the Lord require of you? To act justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God."
Praxis and Phylax are dead. We must retaliate! Atrax. Critus and I can handle this. Return to the crypt and prepare the body.
Aramis, we must take pause. These powers are not what we expected. I, too, am impatient. But there is wisdom in caution.
Caution? Look what caution has earned us. Our enemy exploits our weakness. Now we must act. I will give these Guardians the destruction they crave. Your chains are showing. All that power, wasted serving false gods. Allow me to help you break free.
Ghost! This is... I can't. I'm sorry.
Ha! Look what I've done for you. No more light. No more dark.
Look within. Focus your power.
How interesting.
The only thing we have to break here is you.
Come then, pawn. Show me what freedom has given you.
Of our struggle for power. For Aramis, the deep stone crypt provided another grasp at darkness. But firm it was not. Their loss is our gain. For the deepest secrets of Europa are now within our grasp.
Honestly, figured the old man would never do it. Operation alone is torture enough. And it did not go easy for him. Even knocked out, he squealed like a stuck pig, and all I could think was, the first principle is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest to fool. Wonder where that came from. Doesn't seem like my own thought. Hey Anjali, what do you think? Does Bray have any clue what he's doing with this gate? Oh please, he barely hears us when we're in the same room. All he listens to are his own important thoughts. Come on, we shot those Vex to pieces. And drained their battery acid for good measure. No way they're transmitting anything. I'm sure. Besides, it's not those ones we ought to worry about. What happens when they send the big guns through that gate? Well, I don't have any evidence or anything. I just think we're all acting a little too confident in our own firepower.
Zavala, this is Osiris. I promised you updates, so here we are. There's not much to tell. Mercury, Mars, Io, and Titan are gone. With that in mind, I wanted to give you the gift of perspective. I'm sending you an artifact, long kept in the care of my followers. It is of hive origin. A fang of Zivor Wrath, sister to the taken king, Oryx. The traveler may have reformed. Until it acts, understanding the darkness is our best chance at defeating it. Perhaps in this relic there is a real, tangible hope. Not just empty promises. I needed to put some distance between myself and Earth. So I headed to the Dreaming City. The city itself is still caught in its curse loop. Doubts will ever be able to undo the damage the Taken caused here. Unsurprisingly, Petra remains useless. She doesn't know where her queen is, and that leaves us with fewer allies than ever. Oh, and let Saint know I found the letter he hid in my ship. Tell him no, never mind. I'll tell him myself. I came back to the tower, but you were in a meeting with Ikora, so I went to see how Anna's work with Rasputin is progressing. She's made several failed attempts at importing his consciousness into the body of a dead exo. Anna has a brilliant mind, but she's squandering herself trying to salvage the remains of that Golden Age tyrant. She should put her talents towards something more productive. Maybe I'm just bitter. The orbital path of Nessus has changed. Likely due to the sudden disappearance of the Leviathan. I could not find any evidence of the ship or Callus himself on long-range scans. But remnants of the Cabal still linger. According to the intercepted transmissions, Callus's daughter, Keitel, is trying to rally what's left of the Red Legion. As if we didn't have enough problems. I'd gone to the reef hoping to find insight into Keitel's agenda among the Cabal there. Instead, I found something else. There's a strange new presence here. It grows as an organic technology, like a small tower. There are a cabal gathered around it, enraptured by something I could not perceive. Perhaps their own desperation or madness. A long-range scan of the structure was inconclusive, save for confirming it was of hive origin. I need to determine whether it is just delusion attracting the cabal, or something more. Every day there is some new horror. I stayed in the reef to further observe those hive-enraptured cabal. They did not rest, simply spent hours kneeling before the structure. Sometimes they screamed, other times they cried, but mostly they were just silent. They left come morning, wandering out to the fringes of the shore. I decided to examine the structure more closely, but I'm certain I heard something calling to me, beckoning. Sagiro convinced me not to perform any further investigation for the time being. It's dark out here. I sometimes forget how isolating deep space is. I'm on my way back to Earth, but it will be at least one more day. I wonder how Saint is doing in my absence. I worry about him. About how well he's adjusting. How he blames himself for all of this. He has such a big heart. Perhaps if we hadn't meddled with history, none of this would have happened. Sagira initiated a long-range scan as we were entering Earth's orbit, looking for signs of that same hive structure we discovered at the reef. Call it intuition. There are more of them on the moon. I went to speak to Eris to seek her counsel as an expert on the hive's witchcraft, but I could not find her. Perhaps you know where she is? I just had the most interesting conversation with our friend Spider, back out in the reef. Not only did he already know about these hive structures, but he's found others on the tangled shore that my scanners missed. He claims some of his agents have gone missing, and there are rumors of disappearances among the houseless fallen as well. Sagira patched into local Cabal communications. Kaido's scouts noted unsettling discoveries among the Red Legion stranded in the system. Entire encampments abandoned. Evidence of internal conflict. Mass graves. Whatever is going on with these hive towers, we need an answer. I'm going to Saturn. I may have a way to find it within the derelict hulk of Oryx's dreadnought. Tell Saint he's missed. It was a success. I was able to reverse engineer the Hive's organic communication systems within the dreadnought. I directly interfaced with their network of collective consciousness. The things I learned, Zavala. The things I learned. The Hive is fractured, shattered, turned on itself. The Black Fleet intends to punish Zavathun for interfering with its efforts to communicate with us. No one knows where the Witch Queen is, not even her own court. And now Zivu Arath is using this opportunity to consolidate her power. I will return to the reef tomorrow to confer once more with Spider. He says he has news for me. As distasteful as Spider may be, his information network is vast and surprisingly well researched. According to his people, the hive structures are called cryptoliths. They spread like the roots of a tree and bore into our dimension. No word yet on their point of origin. Spider claims to have his best men on it, but Sagira and I have our own suspicions. Zavala, I am presently en route to the moon to search for more information on the cryptoliths. Sagira and I are going to touch down and investigate.
To all corners of the system, I've emptied the armories on the fringe, sent Corsair warship fleets, deployed harbingers, and yet, the Black Fleet persists. I know what it's taken from you. Petra, I've been away too long, and for that, I apologize. Your compassion and leadership have been a boon to me and our people. This all started with the Dreaming City. I shall return to finish it. Savathun will be waiting.
If anyone is listening, Sagira is. She sacrificed herself to save me. From them. From the High. I'm tracking the creature responsible for Sagira's death. I will find it. I will end it.
Zavala, I need you to send the young wolf to the following coordinates. I won't wait.
Guardian, we have a developing situation that I need you to take point on. For the past few weeks, Osiris has been trying to assess the damage caused by the return of the darkness. He believes that Xivu Arath, the Hive God of War, seeks to take advantage of the power vacuum left in its wake. Osiris was investigating physical manifestations of her magic near the Scarlet Keep when his ghost, Sagira, was slain. Osiris delivered a message through a secure channel requesting that you personally aid him in this hunt. He's desperate, Guardian. I need you to save him from himself.
I'm worried about Osiris. If Sagira's gone, then...
Don't worry about me, but keep your voice down. I'm using an external comm. I thought I was hunting Sagira's killer, the High Celebrant of Xivu Arath. But now I think it's hunting me. Meet me in the Hall of Wisdom.
He cut the transmission. We have to hurry.
Your friend is in a lot of danger.
Who are you?
A concerned ghost. Osiris shouldn't be here, especially in his condition.
We appreciate the warning, but we know what we're doing. If you and your guardian are here to help.
My guardian, right.
Osiris, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm luring the High Celebrant to the Shrine of Oryx. They're... damn! It erected a barrier. I think it knows you're here. It's trying to keep us separated.
That night is radiating strange energy. It has to be the High Celebrant, the one that killed Sagira. Osiris, we're here. We'll get that barrier down.
Keep your ghost close, Guardian.
heading your way.
Good. I've retreated deeper into the shrine. I think this may have been a trap. The tower you saw on the way in, that's a hive cryptolith. It's a conduit of darkness. One of many. The High Celebrant is using them to deploy soldiers across dimensions and tempt others to see your wrath's side. If I don't make it out of this, I want you to tell Saint.
Tell him yourself.
Picking up multiple hive signatures headed Osiris's way. We're closing in, but facing heavy resistance. We have to get out of here.
You're here! Finally! Is it done? Calm down.
Osiris!
We warned you it was going to be dangerous down here, especially for the ghostless. I'm glad to see we're all okay, though. I'm Glent, by the way. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Go on. Introduce yourself.
They call me the Crow. My boss wants to see you.
Impossible.
What's this? Thought I told you to bring me the warlock Osiris. Explain yourself.
Osiris.
Lost his ghost. He's gone back to the tower to recover.
You lightmongers never cease to amaze me. You deal violent so easily, suffer loss so poorly. Such fragile killers.
We'll finish what he started.
And what's that?
Avenge Sagira. Eliminate the High Celebrant.
I had it in my sights. If your friend hadn't needed saving.
You forget your place, little bird.
My apologies, Baron.
Now then, perhaps we can help each other out, eh? I know how accomplished you are at exacting revenge. Zivorath is using her High Celebrant and those damn cryptoliths to corrupt Elixni. Cabal, too. But I'm losing soldiers in Glimmer by the skiff-load. That's right. I know what Osiris was doing on the moon. I also know you'll fare far better given the proper motivation. Leave us, Crow. The Guardian and I have terms to discuss. My little bird sure is something, isn't he? I have to imagine you share in my appreciation of fate's cruel sense of humor. I found him wandering the reef like a piece of wind-blown trash. Aimless, hopeless, no memory of the prince he was. Now, I could have sent him off to the tower, but we all know what's waiting for him there. I couldn't let that happen, so I took him in as a kindness. As far as his loyalty is concerned, I took a few extra precautions and made some modifications to his ghost's shell. Now, if he ever flies too far from the nest, boom. That ugly business out of the way. Let's focus on what really matters. This hive infestation. I propose a partnership. You go out there and do what it is you do best, and I'll, lend you the resources you need to get it done. Maybe even a little extra something on the side. Just don't mention the name Uldren Soth. For his sake.
The reef's sky has holes in it, and the whole system's in chaos. Of course, Xivu Arath decided now was the right time to corrupt herself and army. We call them Wrathborn. Most of them are Elixni like Spider. Others... well. Spider wants the lines of Glimmer open, Hive God or not. Asked me to help you deal with Xivu Arath's High Celebrant. Apparently, the Guardians of the Last City are old friends of mine. But I don't remember you. I found some Hive artifacts gathering dust in Spider's trove, and fashioned them into a lure. Wrathborn go crazy for them when they take the bait. I wish there was some other way, but her magic's driven them mad. Hunting them down is the only way to weaken Xivu Arath's grip on the shore. Like Spider says, violence is the only language the Hive understand. For now we can start small, work our way up her command chain. When we reach the High Celebrant, we'll take it down. Stop Xivu Arath from corrupting anyone else. Don't take this the wrong way, but it's nice to be working with another light bearer.
Guardian, the coordinates the Traveler sent us lead to the dam. It
It's overrun by Taken, but we're going deep inside. They're less active on those levels. I'll scout out the spots the Taken usually infest. Clear the path for you as best I can.
Do you come out here often, Crow?
Not as much since we met, but I used to when on assignment. It's quiet out here. No one to bother me. Or for me to bother.
This feather both exists and doesn't exist. It's a manifestation of potential energy, the choice between action and inaction.
Keep an eye out for Taken. That's exactly the sort of thing Savathun would love to get her spindly little hands on. Not to worry you or anything, but there's definitely something going on here.
What he means is that we've picked up numerous paracausal readings throughout the dam, and a number of very agitated Taken.
We'll handle Savathun's Taken, but the other energy signatures are closer to you. Can you look into it? Don't mind the mess. Glint's a terrible maid. This is just where I come to get some distance when I need it. Some place to call my own.
It's his crow's nest.
It absolutely is not. I didn't drink that by myself in case you were curious. In fact, I didn't have any of it. After Glint brought me to life, I quickly came to realize that Guardians recognized me as whoever I was before. They weren't always kind. So I took to wearing a helmet to hide my face. Before Spider. Even then, I rescued a warlock and her ghost once. She offered me a drink afterward, but I left before she came back with it. I don't know why, but I returned for the empty bottle later. I've always wondered how she would have treated me if I'd stayed. If she saw my face. I've learned many things since my second birth. Fear, humility. But this was where I learned pride. That sword belonged to the Hive Knight I killed to protect Osiris. It felt good, saving someone so important to the Vanguard. Someone who used to be an outcast. It was like I had finally found my purpose. Like I was brought back for a reason. And there you were, Guardian. I forgot this was here. My first memories are waking up under this shroud. The first thing that was mine. It was comforting somehow. I couldn't bring myself to throw it away. Someone cared enough to lay me to rest. I meant something to them, wherever they are, and that means something to me. Oh, right. Glint gave this to me.
It was a gift. It was the dawning. Your first dawning.
The first time I ever felt like it might be safe to be around other Guardians. I'm not stupid. I know the person I used to be, he did something terrible. I can feel it when people look into my eyes and see him. The way you looked at me when we met. I don't ever want to know him. Ah. Yes. Spider wanted all of this thrown out, but I couldn't bring myself to. Even broken, it might still have a purpose to someone. I've heard that before the collapse there used to be an art. It took broken things and put them back together with precious metals. It made something new and beautiful out of something that would have just been thrown away.
Remember, the celebrant must be killed in the Ascendant Plane. Destroy it, and you will deal Xivu Arath a crippling blow.
Right. No celebrant, no cryptoliths. No cryptoliths, no Wrathborn. Let's see her fight us without an army. Crow, are you there?
Somewhat. I tracked the celebrant through a portal into swirling darkness.
A gateway to the Ascendant Plane.
As I said, swirling darkness. I'm learning its tricks now, studying how it moves through these realms. It's like a shark cutting through black water.
Keep an eye on it.
I can do more than that. Ha! Tagged it. It's bleeding energy and on its way back to you.
Led back into the Ascendant Plane. But it left something behind.
Told you I tagged it. That's residual energy. A blood trail. Destroy it and the essences in your lure should reopen the portal.
The celebrant seeks to bring more territory under Xivu Arath's control. Be quick. She will not be pleased with trespassers.
We made it through the portal back to the Dreaming City. No sign of the celebrant. Crow, where are you?
At your coordinates, walking the other side of the same coin. The way I see it, as long as we're in both planes, it has nowhere to hide.
Celebrant sighted.
Do your thing.
This isn't working. We can't truly damage the celebrant without reclaimed light.
Hold tight, I'm on it.
We flushed them out of the Ascendant Plane and into the open.
I just shot them until they ran, but I like the way you put it better.
To think you can enter this plane using nothing but dead essences. Xivu Arath strikes where Savathun first pushed through the veil and entered the Dreaming City. Has she no ambition of her own?
It stopped bleeding energy. We can't get through.
I think the celebrant realized we marked it. It sealed the portal behind itself.
We're trapped in here?
Your companions are trapped in the Ascendant Plane with the celebrant. And they are already lost, like Sagira.
The portal closed, but maybe there's enough hive magic left in the lure to activate some other way through.
I hope you can hear this. The celebrant turned it around on us. The hunter becomes the hunted. I wanted to... Listen, if things get ugly for us in here, just know it's not your fault. Everything I did because I wanted to. Thank you for letting me have a choice.
Crow, we're in the Ascendant Plane. Do you read us?
Nothing in here I can't handle.
What are you talking about? The Celebrant broke your legs and threw you into an abyss.
Nothing I can't handle. The High Celebrant's just up ahead, and I think I have a plan.
For Sagira.
Are you keeping it busy? I'm nearly at the portal where you came in.
You're leaving?
Like Osiris said, the Celebrant must die in the Ascendant Plane, and you're our best shot at making that happen. He's leaving.
Energy readings are spiking. It's going to create another portal.
I survived by watching the world around me and learning from my light. I've studied how that thing creates those portals. I'm in position on the other side. You're smoking it out, Guardian, but if I block the exit, it burns. This time, I'll be ready.
Crow, the portal.
I see it. Now, finish it. The High Celebrant of Zivu Arath is no more. How did you manage that?
Crow destroyed its portal from the other side when it tried to escape. I knew he wouldn't really leave us.
No, never. Oh, bring its head, would you? Spider will want proof when you come to collect. It's been an honor, Guardian.
It's done.
So it is. So it is. All right, Guardian. As promised, you can have a prized bauble from my lair as compensation for your heroics.
I want him.
Cute. Real funny.
You said anything in the room.
Oh, you really want my little bird? Fine. You can have him. Fly away. And get the hell out of my lair.
Now what?
I don't know. It doesn't feel real. Freedom. Why would you do this for us?
Because you're a Guardian.